Hey everybody, Coach Becky here with our midday check-in. If some of you might have caught this on either my like page or our just some pages, my own personal page before, but I thought it'd be a fun tip to share in here too, is that when it comes to meal prep, there's so much that you can do ahead of time. And one of the things that I like to do at this time of year is make fresh sauce. Um, Big Italian family, we're always looking for some nice fresh tomatoes. And I have a CSA that I'm a part of. So every Friday I get fresh veggies and a slew of other things too. Sometimes honey, eggs, all this awesome fresh stuff from a local farm. One of the things I like to do, they offered like a 25-pound box of tomatoes, all different types of tomatoes. They offered this for $15. Now, if anybody knows tomatoes, 15 pounds is a lot of tomatoes. So one of the tips I wanted to share with you today is a meal prep idea. And you can get these at the grocery store, your tomatoes. I suggest either on the vine or big plum tomatoes. I don't have any plum tomatoes right here, but any type of tomatoes. And you can mix it up. If you have some grape tomatoes left over, use that too. So one of the things I love to do is you're going to bear with me here. You ready? So I get out a cookie sheet. Real life meal prep here. Get out cookie sheet, okay? And on that cookie sheet, I take my tomatoes and I actually cut them in half, okay? And I'm gonna cut them in half like this way from the top, okay? Not this way. Always cut your tomatoes in half this way. And I just lay them all out on the cookie sheet. I take some olive oil and I take big chunks of fresh garlic and sorry, I dropped my mapine. Oh, and for anybody, if I say mapine, that means a dish towel. That's Italians call mapine or call dish towels mapines. Anyway, take all of those tomatoes, fill up your cookie sheet, and on that cookie sheet, drizzle a little bit of olive oil, throw in those big chunks of garlic. I set my oven for 400 degrees, pop those into the oven, and then roast them for, I would say, about half hour. But keep an eye on them. You obviously don't want them to burn. Make sure your cookie sheet is deep. You want a nice deep cookie sheet because all the juices from the tomatoes, you're going to want some of those later, and you don't want it to all spill over into your oven. So, so today's meal prep idea to do that after you're done roasting them. I just take a slotted spoon and I pop them into my blender. I take some fresh parsley and basil, throw that in there too. And I blend it, but I like pulse it so it's not super pureed. And then I'm going to show you what I do with it next. Is I get some nice canning jars, okay, and I fill them up, but don't fill them up all the way. You want to fill them up to about here, especially if you're going to put them in the freezer. Quick tip, meal prep tip, if you're going to put it in the freezer, don't put the top on it right away. Put all your jars in the freezer with the tops off, no seal on it. Let it freeze for, I don't know, a couple hours till it gets like slushy, then put the top on it. What it does is it leaves the tomatoes some room to expand without being airtight, and the potential of breaking your jars lessens too. So I guess that's my biggest meal tip for today. Use all these tomatoes. It's an awesome, huge tomato season where we are in Connecticut. Don't know how it is for other people, but I have like tomatoes coming out of my ears. You're going to see lots of crock pot recipes using my tomatoes coming up in Croctober. and even for the rest of this month. So yeah, if you have any questions about making your sauce, your jars of sauce, you can pop them in the refrigerator or pop them into your freezer, and they're really nice because then you can pull them out. And you can just heat it up in a skillet with some fresh pasta or some zoodles or spaghetti squash, or sometimes I like to throw some nice fresh shrimp in there too and have a little shrimp with a very light tomato sauce. So it's an easy way to make a nice fresh meal, and super easy, and something that you can do on the weekend by roasting them, roasting your tomatoes ahead of time and making those jars. And it really doesn't take long, about a half hour to roast, and that's about it. You have the option after they come out of the oven to peel the skins off. I actually don't peel my skins off. I leave the skins on and then I pop them into the blender. So if you have any questions about this recipe or anything else that you can do with tomatoes, like I said, I have tomatoes coming out of my ears, so tomatoes are like my best friend right now. So hope everybody has a great rest of your day, and I will catch up with you later at tonight's check-in. Talk to you later. Bye.